You have a quiet strength inside you. It's ready to be found. Life is a lot like a fast-moving river. We are pushed along by outside forces. We are being pulled by our fears. Fear drives us. And now picture yourself finding your own solid ground. Imagine staying strong in the middle of the waves. This anchor inside is not a secret. This is a wise saying that goes back to the beginning of time. It leads to peace that lasts. It's a path to real freedom. To start, you need to understand yourself. It starts with looking inside. Our brains are very strong. They help us understand the world. They explain everything we see. They give us meanings for everything we hear. They give meaning to everything we experience. That being said, these ideas aren't always correct. Most of the time, they only show one point of view. Picture yourself looking at a tree. Some people may see strong roots. To someone else, the leaves might be dying. They both see the same tree. But they have different ideas about it. The way our minds work is the same. They're like your own filters. They change how we see things. They make our world what it is. It's possible to think, this is impossible. But is that really true? Or does it mean something else? Is it how you think about the situation right now? All too often, we believe our own thoughts to be fixed, unarguable facts. We believe every story our minds tell us. We don't question the stories it tells. We don't disagree with what it says. People often make this mistake. It gives thinking too much power. It makes us slaves to the things we say to ourselves. Thoughts, on the other hand, are just brain events. They don't last long. They will not last forever. They move around like clouds in the sky. They come and go. They don't make you who you are. They don't tell you what you can do. It's freeing to learn this difference. It is an important first step. It helps us make room. We can take a break from our thoughts. We can watch them. We can see them for what they are. They're just thoughts. They're just first thoughts. They're not the only truths out there. In no way are they orders. They aren't always right. They are just things that come from our minds. The things that happened in the past often shape them. The feelings of people around them affect them. What we believe has an effect on them. This gives us a new point of view when we realize it. We know that our thoughts are not who we are. The mind that sees the thoughts is us. This state of mind is calm. There is a steady awareness here. This awareness has the power to make choices. It lets us think about things. It lets us test ourselves. It lets us pick which things to think about. It lets us choose which thoughts to get rid of. Being aware of this is the first step to taking back our power. It's the first step toward being free inside. It changes how we think about and talk to our own minds. We stop letting our thoughts run our lives. Our thoughts are now being watched by us. This change is not very big, but it has a huge effect. It gives us control over our own minds. We can build a base of mental peace on it. Our minds do something very strong all the time. A lot of the time they get lost. Quick judgments are made by them. They think the worst will happen. To think too much is what we call it. That word is also used for it, catastrophizing. It's something that all people go through. You might be having a little trouble. It quickly becomes a huge problem in your mind. Someone might say something negative about you. Your thinking turns it into a story about how it all went wrong. This tendency comes from a sense that is very strong. The urge to keep us safe is built into us. It wants us to be ready for trouble. This was helpful in the past. It kept us safe from real danger, but in current times it doesn't work very often. It makes things dangerous when there aren't any. It makes us afraid of things we don't really fear. This constant worrying wears me out. It makes us tired. It takes away our happiness. We feel stressed out about it. It makes us feel too much. We think about talks over and over again. We think the future will be very bad. We keep thinking about the mistakes we've made in the past. This thought loop seems very real. We feel like we're getting things done, but most of the time, we're just making things more stressful. We're just making cages for our minds. We are not to blame for this trend. It's the way our minds are built. We can learn to spot it, though. We can figure out how to get away from it. We can tell when our thoughts are going off the rails. It's clear to us what it is. It's just a bad habit. There is a better way to think about things now. It doesn't mean it's true. It's not a sign that bad things are about to happen. The mind is just doing what it normally does. There is noise coming from it. It's making up situations. We get farther away when we understand this. We won't get caught up in the pattern if we just look at it. It's strong to be able to say, my mind is overthinking again. It stops the round of automatic actions. It makes a stop. We have a chance to choose during that pause. We've decided not to go down the rabbit hole. We decide not to believe every scary thought. We choose to bring our minds back slowly. We bring it back to the present. We lead it back to the real world. This is very important to know. It's the first thing that can be done to calm a nervous mind. It breaks us out of the never-ending circle of worry. It helps us understand our inner confusion in a calm way. Life gives us a lot of different events. Some of them we can directly affect. Others are completely out of our reach. This important difference is a key part of finding inner peace. It's one of the most important lessons. Think about the weather. It's not possible to stop the rain. The sun will not shine. The temperature is out of your hands. You can't change these things. It would be pointless for you to try to change them. It would only make things worse. It would only make things worse. Now think about what you do when the weather is bad. You can say bad things about the rain. You can choose to accept it. You could bring a cover. You could put on a coat. You have full control over these choices. We are in charge of our thoughts. We have the power to make decisions. What we want is within our reach. We have the power to control our dislikes. We have the power to do what we want. These are the things we really own. These are the things we really own. A lot of other things aren't really ours. What other people say is out of our hands. What other people do is out of our hands. We have no say over how long we live. We have no say in whether or not we lose our job. The past is out of our hands. A lot of the future is out of our hands. There are a lot of outside things in life. They do happen to us. They take place all around us. We lose a lot of energy trying to control things that we can't. They worry about things that aren't theirs to handle. We get angry when things happen that we can't change. Stress comes from focusing on the outside world. It makes you feel stressed. It makes you feel like you have no control. Everything changes when we learn to figure out what we can really control. We learn to give up. We take away the stress of trying to handle things that can't be handled. We look inside ourselves. We pay attention to how we act. We pay attention to our character. We think about what we can do. This focus gives us strength. It makes us feel like we have control. It grounds us in what is real and doable. It helps us find peace even when things are going badly. It means putting our efforts in the right places. It means putting our attention into things that really matter. Once we really understand this difference, we can stop fighting forever. It gives us a deep feeling of peace and clarity. Our brains are very active. Thoughts keep going through them. Some of them are good, some are not biased. A lot of them are bad or don't help. When we have a thought, we usually act on it right away. Either we hold on to it. We can also push it away. It's either good or bad in our eyes. We get caught up in the story. There is another way, though. We can learn to just be aware of our thoughts. We won't judge them as we watch them. They are just things we can see. Think about being by a busy road. There are always cars going by. You don't try to stop every car. You don't try to get into every car. You don't say whether a car is good or bad. You do nothing but watch them go by. You see what color they are. You can see how fast they are going. It was okay for you to let them go. Our thoughts are like these cars going by. They are things that happen in our minds. They're not us. They don't always hold true. They are just showing up. They are just going through. We make space for them when we look at them without judging them. We take a step back from the first response. They don't make us feel anything. We don't always believe what the story says. We can just admit that the thought exists. Oh, there's a thought about worry. Oh, there's a thought about a past mistake. We call it. We can see it. It was okay with us. Putting this into practice is like getting stronger. You have to keep working at it. At first it might seem hard. Our brains are used to being in charge. But it gets easier with practice. We learn to be quiet observers of ourselves. This person is calm. This watcher is not attached. People like this watcher let us be free. It stops our thoughts from running our lives. It keeps them from telling us what to do. It lets us decide how to react. We are no longer controlled by our inner voice. We become the aware witnesses. We gain control over the inside of ourselves. This discovery makes me feel very peaceful. It lowers the noise inside, it gets rid of the fog. It helps us understand things better. We are in charge of our own minds. There is a strong next step that comes after we learn to notice our thoughts. We can start to ask them questions. We can disagree with the ones that are harmful or bad. Our minds often make up thoughts that are true in every way. They sound like a good idea. It's easy to agree with them. But a lot of thoughts come from fear, because they come from old ideas. They don't make sense or make sense in real life. Think about the thought that weighs on you. You are not good enough. It seems real. Is it true though? Is there strong proof for it? Or is it just a thought? Has your mind told you this story before? We are like a wise judge when we question a thought. We don't believe everything that is said. We question important things. We ask, is this thought really true? And what evidence supports this thought? As well as, what evidence contradicts this thought? We try to see things from different points of view. Could you look at this situation in a different way? Is there a view that is more fair? We might know that saying things like, everything is going wrong is not true. There may be some things that are hard. Is everything going wrong though? Most likely not. The point of this process is not to deny truth. It's about getting a clear picture of truth. Getting the truth out of mental noise is what it's about. It's about being smart. It has to do with thinking. Stoics believe this is important to do. We can get rid of irrational thoughts with its help. It helps us get rid of ideas that hold us back, and it stops us from hurting ourselves. When we question a thought, it loses some of its power. It stops making us feel things. It stops being able to control our mood. We know we can do something else. We don't need to believe everything we think. We can choose to change thoughts that aren't helpful. We can choose to use ones that are more helpful. This direct participation gives us power. As a result, our minds are stronger. It helps us think more clearly. It helps us make our inner worlds more peaceful and practical. It changes us from passively accepting ourselves to taking charge of our lives. Our attention is a valuable thing. It's like a flashlight. Things we see depend on where we shine the light. What we pay attention to shapes what we experience. Our thoughts move around a lot. They think about the past. They worry about what will happen. We are pulled away from the present moment by this constant time travel in our minds. But the only place where life really happens is in the present moment. We can only act there. We only have real power there. We miss the present when we are thinking about things we wish we could change or regret about the past. We miss the lovely things in our world. We miss the chances that are right in front of us. We miss the peace that comes from being still. When we practice selective attention, we choose where our attention goes. It means paying attention to the present moment again. It means paying attention to what's going on right now. This isn't always simple. We're used to having our minds wander. It's something they've done for a while, but we can train them if we are patient and kind. We can pay attention to our breath. We can pay attention to how our bodies feel. We can hear what's going on around us. We can give the job at hand our full attention. Take a moment to enjoy the warmth of your tea. Take note of how it smells. Take note of how it tastes. Feel the ground under your feet when you walk. Look at the trees. Listen to the birds. This activity is a way to train your mind. It's about being aware of when your thought runs off track. It's about bringing it back slowly and without judging it. It's not about stopping all thoughts. You can choose not to go along with every thought. It's about choosing to stay rooted in the present moment. This steady work pays off in a big way. It helps with stress. Worry goes away. In turn, it makes us value life more. It helps us do what we need to do better. It makes you feel very calm and clear. It gives us the chance to fully enjoy life as it happens. It lets us get to real peace. Things happen in life that we can't control. The world doesn't always work the way we want it to. People do things that we don't like sometimes. Unexpected problems show up. These outside events can easily make us lose our peace. They can make you feel very bad feelings. We could be mad, upset, or sad. But we have access to a deep truth. We can learn to not care about these outside happenings. We still care, even though this is the case. It means we don't let them control how we feel inside. What it means is that we keep our inner peace safe from them. Think about a strong oak tree during a storm. The wind screams. It really rains. The stems may move all over the place. The trunk stays firm though. The roots are strong. No matter how bad the storm is, the tree will stay strong. We can be like that oak tree on the inside. We're aware of the storm. We are aware of the difficulties from the outside. We don't let them upset our inner peace though. We learn to be okay with the way things are. Things are the way they are, and we don't mind. It's okay for people to be who they are. We know that life has good and bad times. This is not surrender. It is acceptance. It's a strong act of freedom. Not letting pain over things that can't be changed is what it means. This means we give up fighting against the truth. We no longer wish things were different. People often get this process wrong. It's not about getting cold or not caring. It's about being smart about how we use our feelings. It's about saving our strength for the things that really matter. It has to do with keeping our peace. It's about building up a strong inner strength. We can handle life's trials with grace because we are strong. It helps us stay steady even when things are going crazy around us. It makes you feel very peaceful inside. This peace can't be broken. It really is a form of freedom. Without losing our center, it lets us deal with anything. Quite often, we feel like we're victims of our situations. We have things happen to us. We answer. It seems like we don't have a choice. But this is just a trick. Our reaction is what gives us the most power. Things don't always go as planned. We always have power over how we act. This gives us the most freedom. This is where our real power lies. Imagine that someone is rude to you. You're very angry right now. You might want to strike out at first, but there is a small space at that time. You can do something in that place. You could choose to get angry. You could also take a deep breath. You can decide to understand. You can choose to not care. You can choose to keep your cool. You are free to make that choice. This empty space between the stimulus and the reaction is holy. It's where our humanity shows through. We take back our power there. Things will go wrong in our lives. We are going to have problems. There will be failures. These events happen outside of us. We have no power over them. But the way we treat them isn't. The way we choose to talk to them is not. What we think about a loss is up to us. We can also see it as a lesson. We can choose to see it as a chance to get better. Making this choice gives us power. It changes us from people who just take life's blows. Being aware of this makes us build our inner world. It makes us strong. It helps us be strong. It helps us remember that our honor is always preserved. It helps us remember that we can always find peace within ourselves. It doesn't depend on what happens outside of it. It depends on the decisions we make inside. When you understand this, you feel a deep sense of freedom. In any scenario, it helps us keep our minds clear. We can keep our cool because of it. It helps us act in a smart and useful way. It is the most important thing for real self-mastery. Things we do shape our lives. Every day, we have to make a lot of choices. A lot of these choices are made on the spot. They are motivated by short-lived wants. They are driven by wanting to stay away from pain. But we feel more satisfied when our deeds are in line with our core values. What do you really believe in? What kind of person would you like to become? Do you value being honest? Do you value being kind? Do you respect bravery? Do you value getting yourself in order? These are the rules you should follow. These are the guide inside you. We feel whole when our behaviors match these values. We have a sense of being honest. We have a mission. When we act without thinking, we often feel bad about it later. We feel like we're not in touch with our true selves. We might want to feel good right away. This often makes people unhappy in the long run. For instance, you might have a strong urge to put things off. You have the urge to watch TV. But your value of hard work tells you to get things done. Which way will give you peace that lasts? Which way will help you become the person you want to be? This path fit with what you believe in. This needs to be stopped. It needs to be thought about. You have to ask yourself, does this action fit with my deeper values? And then choose the harder choice. It means giving up the easier wrong. Getting it right is not the point. It has to do with trying to be consistent. Making choices is what it's about. It's about making your life truly show who you are. With this alignment, you can feel a deep, quiet calm. This gives it an honest feel. It lessens tension inside. It helps you make choices. We have a deeper reason for going this way. We can live a meaningful life because of it. We can live an honest life because of it. This dedication to beliefs isn't just good for me. It also makes us better people. It makes us better people. It helps us be better people in our neighborhoods. It is the way to deep inner peace and long-lasting happiness. Going from being stuck to being free is not a sprint. That's a run for life. It is something that is always done. This knowledge we've talked about isn't a magic bullet. It's a group of tools. These tools need to be used regularly. Think about an artist. They don't just learn how to play an instrument once. They work out every day. They learn about sizes. They do the movements again. They get better at what they do. Their skill gets better over time. Their music gets really nice. Our inner lives are alike. We work on paying attention to our thoughts. We work on practiced control. We work on questioning ideas that aren't helpful. We work on paying attention to the present. We work on picking our answers. Every day brings new chances to practice. Every little problem is a chance to use what you've learned. Something that made you angry? Practice telling control apart. A wave of worry? Practice noticing your thoughts. A hard choice to make? Practice being in line with your ideals. These habits make you very strong on the inside. They build you up from the inside out. Events in the outside world cannot shake this base. As time goes on, you will change how you respond. You'll feel calmer. You will be able to wait your turn better. You will be more in the middle. A greater sense of peace will come over you. This peace doesn't depend on what's going on. You carry that peace inside you. No one can take away your freedom. Being free from being ruled by your urges is what it means. You are free from being ruled by your thoughts. It means being able to pick who you are. It means being able to pick how you live. This trip is still going on. Some days will be easy, and some days will be hard. But each time you do it, your inner muscles get stronger. You get better at what you do. You have more freedom. You build a peace that lasts. You develop a deep sense of well-being. This is the best prize for practicing regularly. This is the promise of this old information. This is how you can really live your life.